Are you getting better? 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 211 of the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and today's entry is gonna be very personal. Today's episode is gonna be a mini therapy session, not in the, let's say, real way. I'm not here to do real therapy. But it's going to be very introspective. I want to take my example of the Shower Podcast to bring along a very sad but objective truth that, if analyzed in the right way, can become beneficial and actually useful. Before we start, as usual, if you end up liking this episode, leaving a like and subscribing really mean a lot. They're just one click, but they really make the difference for me. Thank you very much for considering it. So, what do I want to talk about? The title is pretty self-explanatory, as usual. And I'm really wondering, am I getting better? And there's a reason. One of the many, if not the main reason that brought me to develop this podcast and start doing this show on a daily basis was to combat my procrastination, my willingness to wait for the day after because, I will make it also tomorrow. And even though this aspect it's still present in my life and it's still something that I'm trying to improve upon, I have to give myself the credit that I've been able to stick this for more than 200 consecutive days. This is more than a habit. This is something that's actually more than meaningful, but there's a catch. There are plenty of things that have improved. My fluency, my rhythm, my capacity to be able to improvise and just go along. As I told you many times, I don't have a script. I don't have a plan. I just have a title and a main idea of the things that I want to talk about. And this is a choice that I've made. I'm not going to hide the fact that I would love to do more structured episodes. I would love to prepare more everything that I present to you and overall put more time into each of the videos. But I do not have that capacity because, it's an effort that would be much higher, paradoxically, compared to doing an episode every day. And it would tap in what I just described to you. The fact that I would be on paper putting more effort into these episodes. I would work on them for more days, but most of the work would be very close to the release of the video. And why do I say that? Well, because it's my tendency of doing things. As I have described many times, I have the urge, I could say, to just do everything at the end because I think that I have time. And even though I have the problem that, let's say, my experience has proved me right, this doesn't mean that it is empirically right. It's still a process that it's far from perfect and most often than not leads to consequences that could be easily avoided by distributing the work. But all of this, and sure, I'm trying to describe what happens to me, I am trying to bring an experience, but do I have proof? Do I have something that shows it? And actually I do. The first, I don't remember the exact number, but I think it's actually very low. I think the first 20 to 30 episodes, I was planning with a day in advance and I was recording for the day after. So today's episode would be recorded, let's say, the day before, or as it would be right now, what I'm recording right now would be posted tomorrow. Whereas since that day until day 210, every day I end up recording everything at the end of the day. And even though it is absolutely true that this is the moment in which I do have more time to dedicate to this, because during my day being at work, I don't have the capacity to fully dedicate myself to this project. It is also true that within my breaks or by simply just distributing the work, I could easily fit in this whole thing. In the end, the recording is anywhere between 7 to 10 minutes. Given that the cuts are relatively low, it's something that doesn't require all that much editing. And as I said, the recording just flows. Now, the reason why this doesn't happen is because I feel like everything works better if I just do it at the end. But why is that? It's just because it has to happen. There is no proof, there is no pattern that shows that it is better to do it later on during the day. Even though it is true that sometimes I have to leave the day in order to bring you something, it's something that I tell myself more than it's actually reality. So all of this to say that when I ask myself, but also you, are you getting better? It's all meant to describe this pattern of trying to do something to solve a problem, but make sure that when you're trying to solve the problem, stick to the problem that you had. Because my problems were never consistency, being shy, trying to be on camera. Those things came pretty natural to me. Sure, consistency takes work and it's far from easy to do it every single day. Maybe when you're tired, when you just had dinner, when you just want to relax, I would not, let's say, it's not definitely the thing that I enjoy most, to be here. But yet I do it because I promised myself something. And in most of the days, it has saved me from just drenching on the couch or on the bed, just waiting for the next day because I wasn't in the mood. But the problem still stands. Procrastination. In this case, is not waiting weeks for a certain exam. It's not waiting months to do the right thing, but it's waiting for the end of the day to do something that could be handled, let's say, throughout the day. So I'm not here to say that it's gonna get better immediately, and it's not something that I suddenly realized. I knew about it, but I would like to at least try. So from now on, if I will get the chance and if I will make the effort to record the episode before the end of the day, I will let you know at the start of the video. And it will be just a plus for me to see also if you realize and if you see any difference in that. So that was all for today. Thank you very much for listening. As I promised, it was a very introspective one, but I truly believe that you can all relate to this. We all struggle with something and we all try to find solutions to these problems. But again, make sure that you're not drifting away from the problem and always keep in mind why you started the thing that you started, because that is the most important thing in the whole process. As I said many times, if you don't have a goal, you won't make it. As always, if you ended up liking this episode, remember that liking and subscribing are really appreciated. And until the next one, stay consistent, stay resilient. This was the Nightly Shower Podcast, and see you tomorrow.